Howdy there guys and welcome back to Edgar TV, where today we're going to do something we haven't done before. We've done videos before where we've looked at averages and stats and different things around darts, but one thing we've never done is sort of look at re-ranking darts, having a look at how the rankings would look if we didn't look at wins and losses, and if we look purely at the numbers and sort of those reflections in the averages. Now, when we look at this, it's interesting to see a few changes and some sizable changes, and I think when we see sort of sizable changes, we can say that maybe we've got a player out of form who we can highlight as someone who's going to go down the rankings, and certainly at the end of this video, I'm going to highlight a few players that are overperforming in terms of their rankings. Players will work from the very top. Our world number one, underperforming in terms of the world number one at the moment, 96 average, still banging. That is over a 12-month period, but in terms of the ranking of the averages, if this was done, he would be down 9 places and he'd be in 10th position on the world ranking of averages. Michael van Gerwen would be top of that list at the moment. He, averaging 98.82, is the best consistent player in averages in the world right now, world number one, and he is the guy I've predicted to be world number one next year. The stats certainly back it up. Peter Wright, the stats suggest he's going to plummet down those rankings. At the moment, his average, if we were to do the world ranking of averages, puts him world number 28, down towards the bottom end of that top 32, and he's got an awful lot of money to defend, and he's playing like a player completely outside the top 16 at the moment. Could we see Peter Wright take a big drop, or is he going to defend some of that in the big money events at the back end of this year? Currently, our world number 3 would be down 25 places if we were going to base it on the last 12 months worth of performances. Gerwin Price would be up to number 2. I think if he'd have carried on like he was at the start of the year, he would be definitely number 1, but I think that was impossible. He was hitting 100 average after 100 average, and still around about the 100 average mark, 98.49 over 12 months is absolutely incredible when you think not many years ago people would have been happy to have hit that in a single match. His ranking, though, would see him go up 2 places and see him sat in the world number 2 position. So now you've got a feel and a flavour and a vibe for this video. If you are enjoying it and you are a stat man, no one knows the words to Scatman John. Probably not many people who watch this channel even know what Scatman John is, but if you are enjoying it and you are a stat man, get down below, guys, and do go and hit that like button. Let me know that you're enjoying this type of content. Next block of 4, players number 5 down. We're going to be looking at Luke Humphries. Reason for that, he's the only player in this block who's actually outperforming their ranking. He's outperforming it by 3 places. The world number 3 of averages, world number 6 overall. And this again further backs up what a lot of people think, that Luke Humphries is going to win a major title very soon. He's reaching a lot of semi-finals. If you look at the last year on TV events, Luke Humphries is always around that semi-final mark. I do think he's going to win one. I've said on this channel ever since I made it, this guy is going to be a world champion. He's starting to produce the big stuff. Real big fan of Luke Humphries. Next positions, all down, although Johnny Clayton and Rob Cross pretty much playing to form, only down by 1 place from their average ranking in terms of their world ranking. Nathan Aspinall's a little bit off, 7 places, but nothing too alarming. There is obviously a reason for that. That's the fact he won the World Match Play, the second biggest ranking prize fund in the world of darts, and it can just skew whiff a little bit with the numbers when they take a big prize like that, or the World Championships. Now, there's not too much to see in that front bit. It backs up a few claims of Luke Humphries going and winning a major title and Van Gerwen being number 1, but it doesn't quite back up too much or give us too much indication into some major moves. And we talk about like the changing of the guard. There's a lot of talk about that at the moment in terms of the players flip-flopping and moving around once again in darts. We could see 2, though, in the bottom end of the top 16. 2 players that highlight as potential sliders, Dimitri Vandenberg and Danny Noppert, both down quite sizably at the moment in terms of their performances. Dimitri Vandenberg, at the moment, would be down 10 places on the averages, and he's not producing it on the floor, but when it comes to the TV events, he kind of is, but he's going to need a big back end of the year. He's got some sizable money to defend as well over sort of the next 12 months. Obviously, he's in the top 16 of the world, but he's getting very close to that 16 cut-off, so he's going to need a run somewhere at the back end of this year. Danny Noppert, Currently ranked in number 9 position, due to drop, well, not due to drop, but down 14 places in terms of the averages, down at number 23. He's got a massive payday coming that he's going to have to defend in the sort of next 6 to 7 months, as well as a decent world championship as well coming up. So a couple of players there that are in a bit of trouble in terms of their performance, in terms of can they stop the potential slide? They're still averaging 94. You're going to win a lot of games averaging 94. It's just that it's not going for them at the moment, but needs to turn around. Top 16, as you can see, a couple of players moving up. Now, there are gaps in this, and the reason for that is because there's other players that filter in, players that aren't in the top 16 filtering into those positions, which we'll get to in a moment. Ryan Searle, the only player playing average league and world ranking league, so he's the most honest, the most reflective world championship position or world ranking position, currently sat in position 15 in the world, averaging 94.98, which is the same as the 15th best player in the world average. So he is very true in terms of that world rankings. But one thing I'm sure you all want to see is who is averaging a lot better than their world ranking suggests. Players that we could see make a major sizable move over the next couple of months as we get into the sort of TV events. I'm afraid I'm going to be giving out no prizes, not even a cookie, if you guessed Josh Rock would be on this list. Currently averaging number 27. That average of 97.23, though, would make him the 5th best player in the world based on the numbers. 22 places he is different from the performance he's got to where he'd be base ranking-wise and the numbers that he's producing. The numbers also add up for Jim Williams, currently world number 56, a difference of 42 places. He is averaging the 14th best in the world over 12 months, which means a 95 average could see him make some jumps at the back end of this year and close that gap and that difference from 42 places. The man who will close the gap is a man in flying form at the moment. Is it going to stop Josh Rock from winning the World Youth Championship for a second year, beat him in the quarterfinals? So we're going to see him take on Luke Littler. We're going to see him in many of the major events at the back end of the year. So he will not be ranked 73 in a couple of months' time. The average ranking, he's ranking inside the top 32 in the world. The 27th best player in terms of averages, 46 places different for Gian Van Veen on a 93.68 average. That is going to close in. It's guaranteed. He's defending no prize money, so everything he gets is going to go on top. He's going to jump up the rankings over the next couple of weeks. That is for sure. And this is the part where I'm going to hand it over to you. We're going to take away the averages, take away the numbers, take away those stats. Let me know down in the comment section. I want 2 names. I want name number 1, a player you think is going to slide down the rankings over the next 12 months, who if I made this video in 12 months' time, would be going, they're in danger of potentially losing cards, slipping out the top 16, slipping out the top 32. Who do you think is in those sort of positions? With one name who you think is going to slide. And on the flip side, one name who you think is going to go up the rankings. But not someone I've just gave you. You're not going to give me Gian Van Veen and say, yeah, I think him. Someone different. Who do you think is going to go up the rankings? Who do you think is going to go down? Down to the comment section below. Hit the subscribe on your way past, and I'll catch you soon for some more Edgar TV.